Welcome back, guys. Today we're gonna be diving into one of South American most vibrant city, which is Medellin, Colombia. Yes, today we're gonna be talking about the third episode of the Colombian series. This is the continuation of my first two episodes, which is about Colombia, and today we're gonna be diving into Medellin, which is also known as the city of eternal springs. Medellin is full of life, culture, and history. If you're an adventurous person, if you're a foodie, if you're into history and culture, if you're into nightlife, if you're a party animal, Medellin is also good for you. This place have something for everyone. So let's dive right into one of the top 8 things to do and see in Medellin, Colombia. So the first thing I'm gonna recommend for you to do is to go to Comuna 13, which is also called Comuna 13. Comuna 13 was known as one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the world, but it has been transformed into a symbol of hope and resilience. The area is now famous for its street art, music, and vibrant culture. So I recommend you taking a guided tour. They offer a free guided tour every day at different times. You can go on Google and click on guided tour in Medellin, Colombia for Comuna 13 or Comuna 13, and you're gonna see different hours where you can schedule for your guided tour. I do recommend you going with a guided tour because you learn more about the history. It will tell you the meaning of different murals. You see different murals and the history behind the murals, and you're gonna see the streets dance, the music artists. It's just a place for cultural experience of history behind that community or that neighborhood. So, and they do have metro cable car. The metro cable car costs about 13,500 pesos, Colombian pesos, which is around $4 each way. So I do recommend taking that because it's absolutely stunning. The view is amazing from riding that cable car. So I do recommend you taking the cable car. Next, we have Plaza Botero. It's the home of the iconic sculptures of Fernando Botero. He is known as the most famous artist in Colombia and is also famous for his extravagant style. In this square, you'll find 23 statues here, from a chubby cat to a giant ant. Right next to the plaza is the Museum of Antioquia. In this museum, you're gonna see more of Botero's work and also learn more about the region history. One of the favorite thing I did while I was in Medellin is the third thing I'm gonna recommend. Take a ride in the Metrocable. The reason why you have to take a ride in the Metrocable is because it offers a spectacular view. The view is absolutely amazing. It's not just another mode of transportation, it's just a social inclusion that connects from the hillside and the city together. And I absolutely recommend you take the cable car. If you're looking to escape the hustle and bustle of Medellin city, I do recommend you go to Parque Arvi. If you're into nature, if you love hiking, this is the perfect place for you. And the best way to go to Parque Arvi, in my own point of view, is to take the metro cable car. And the view, like I said earlier, is spectacular. This ecology nature reserve offers hiking trails, picnic spots, and guided tours. It's the perfect place to enjoy nature and Medellin beautiful weather. The next place I recommend you to go to is El Poblado neighborhood. The place is filled with trendy boutiques, trendy cafe. It's an upscale neighborhood that gives everything you want. And at night, it transforms into a beautiful place where you can have a beautiful party, where it turns to a nightclub, where you can have a good time with your friends and family. Guys, another place I do recommend you to go clubbing is Parque LLeras. My guys, my G's, if you want to have a good time, I do recommend you going to Parque LLeras because, you know what I'm saying. But I am not promoting anything, okay? But if you're single, you're a guy, a girl, you want to have a good time, mostly for the guys, I do recommend Parque LLeras. But I'm not promoting anything. It's just for you to have a good time. Guys, the next thing I recommend for you to do is to go to Guatape. Like, I'm not even recommending, it's a must. You have to go to Guatape. Like, let me tell you something. When I went there, I thought I was in a different country. I couldn't believe it's Colombia. Like, I couldn't believe this place was just 2 hours away from Medellin. It was just incredible. El Peñol, the Guatape city, like guys, you have to go there. I highly recommend you to go for this day trip, and trust me, you are not gonna regret it. So now we are gonna talk about the food, because there's no trip. Your trip is not complete without eating good food. Yes, now I'm gonna recommend you to visit some restaurants. And to be honest, I've never been to this restaurant. I'm going to Medellin very soon, and it's on my bucket list. The name of the restaurant is called La Chagra. Guys, this restaurant is known for the indigenous food of the Amazonian people. So if you want to know how the Amazonians eat, the native people of the Amazonian region, what they eat, you need to visit La Chagra. It's kind of expensive. It's actually expensive, not kind of. It's very expensive, but it's an experience, and I'm gonna go for the experience. I do not care how much it costs. I mean, I care, but but it's kind of pricey. It is pricey, but I highly recommend you, if you are into experience food, you want to know how the native people of the Amazonian people eat, you have to go there. The next thing I recommend you to try is the bandeja paisa. The bandeja paisa is a traditional Colombian food which is made of rice, beans, pork, chicharron, plantain, avocado. Bandeja de paisa, that's like the Latino stamp. But it's very, very big in Colombia, especially in Medellin city. So I do recommend you to eat that. So the last thing I do recommend is to take a guided tour to a coffee farm. Like you all know, or maybe you don't know, Colombia is very, very famous for their coffee, and I do recommend you to go to the coffee farm so that you see the process, from planting to harvesting to producing, the process of drying and roasting, and it's very, very insightful. So even if you're not a coffee lover, I feel like it's a very, very interesting process. I do not drink coffee, but I actually went for one of the coffee farm tour, and it was very, very insightful. So I do recommend you to do that and experience that culture. You can go on TripAdvisor. They do have different tours, and you can book one of them and go for a coffee farm. I guarantee you're gonna love it. So guys, we're coming to the end of the video. Before I wrap up, please can you subscribe, like, and share this video if you've enjoyed it so far. Thank you. Let's get right back into it. So guys, I do have another recommendation for you. I lied that it was Ace, I'm sorry. But I do have another recommendation for you. For people that are so fascinated with Pablo Escobar, I do recommend the Pablo Escobar tour. You can go take a tour and visit his old neighborhood. Remember, there was a neighborhood he built for the poor people. Yes, there's a dark history about Pablo Escobar and Medellin and Colombia as a whole and everything he has done, but they do have some few people that do like him because of what he did while he was alive. I'm not promoting him, I'm just telling you, if you're interested to know more about that, there's a tour for that. So that's the bonus tour, a recommendation I have for you. So guys, we've come to the end of this episode. Thank you for watching so far. If you haven't watched my previous episode, please go ahead and watch here.